Hey everybody, what's up? So we've got this update that just came out about Chaos Ore that's going to allow us to reroll stats on our gear, and a lot of the community and most of the creators that I've talked to so far are not really happy with it. It's another example of an idea that has a great foundation that Plarium has put their little spin on and ruined and made it shitty. And they have a tendency to do this. And I figure rather than try to explain why, I'm going to show you where they got the idea from and show you what it looks like when it's done right and talk about what Plarium's done to screw the idea up. But I figured it would be better. Maybe if you're newer to these games or Raid's the only game you've played, and maybe you don't understand why so many people seem so upset with this, with the way that they're doing this, I figure it might be better if I show you. So this is Summoner's War. This is the game that probably any other mobile RPG you've played is based on. Summoner's War is the OG. They set the bar. They have laid out the blueprint, and most other games that you've played have copied Summoner's War to a degree. Some of them are just straight up carbon copies where they just change the names and skins. They don't bother changing skill descriptions. They don't bother changing anything else. It's just a blatant ripoff. And then there are games that take the blueprint that Summoner's War has laid and work to stand out, work to do things differently. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. One of the things that caught my attention with Raid when I was new is that they were clearly clearly a Summoner's War copy, but they had done enough to stand out. There were enough different mechanics. There weren't any champs that were just straight up blatant ripoffs. There's champs with a lot of similarities. The dungeon content was similar, but there were different aspects of it. It seemed like they were following the blueprint, but trying to stand out. So in a way, maybe that's what they're trying to do here, and they just missed the mark. But I want to talk about why this is so bad. Now, here we've got our rune system. This is where our artifacts would go if we were playing Raid. 2 is boots. 4 is armor. 6 is armor. 4 is gloves. And then 1 is weapon. 3 is shield. 5 is helmet, if I'm not mistaken. That might be backwards. 3 might be helmet. Actually, let's see what 3 is. 3 is defense. Yeah, 3 is shield, 5 is helmet, okay? So let's look at what would be boots. Let's look at a slot 2 rune. And here we've got a stun set. We've got despair. If we go into power up, you'll see we've got a couple of different tabs here. We can power it up just like we do in Raid. Then we've got an enchant tab and a reappraisal tab. What we kind of have right now with glyphs is amplify. And that's what this is, where any existing substat you can increase. Another thing Summoner's War has is grindstones. I can only do it on a level 12 rune. Okay. Let's pick a level 12 rune then. This one. We have grindstones where we can take a substat we don't like and grind it out for something else, for a grindstone that we've accumulated from some other content, right? So you can change your substats. Now these are hard to get, and they are RNG, so you can't just like go into a shop, pick the best substat, buy it, and put it in. It doesn't work like that. You have to farm these and build them up, and they're hard to come by. Good ones are hard to come by, same as artifacts, right? So that's another cool feature that this game has that Raid doesn't have yet. Maybe it will at some point. Reappraisal is what Chaos Ore is, and this is what they were going for. Now, here's the deal. We have these reappraisal stones. We've got our rune with the main stat, okay? Here we have our current rune. Here we have our new rune. You see, it's kept the main stat and the inherent stat. I can't remember what they call this one, but some gear has an inherent stat that doesn't roll at all. So like when I got this rune, it had this, and then it had this crit rate. This crit rate will never change. It's always there. It's just a bonus stat for the rune, right? But then we've got our regular substats that we're all familiar with from the way artifacts roll. So what I can do is I can click reappraise. It's going to roll me a new rune, keeping the main stat, okay? We kept our main stat. All we did was re-roll the subs. And this one's worse, right? Here we've got crit damage, speed, resistance, and HP. We've got all percentage rolls. Here we've got some flat stats. We've got stuff that doesn't go with what we want. So we can decide to keep our old rune. So it's unfortunate that we wasted our reappraisal. We didn't, well, yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of wasted our reappraisal stone, but that's where the RNG comes into play, right? You gather these reappraisal stones from various places in the game, and you use them how you want to use them. And sometimes it's going to roll well, and sometimes it's not. So let's do it again. Let's see what happens if we do it again. Notice we aren't limited either, right? We also kept our rolls. So like here, we clearly have more than one roll. This time speed picked up more than one roll, right? Here, right? We got our extra rolls too. It keeps all your rolls just like they're talking about Chaos Order does. I like this one because it's got better speed. It's got speed and attack, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not playing the game. It doesn't matter if it's good. So now we've got our new one, right? Now let's say we don't care to have the flat attack. We can come over here. It's a defense rune. Maybe we want some HP on it. We'll grind out the flat attack, put HP percentage on it. Now we can come over to amplify. We've got this. We can make our HP substat better. Right? There's a lot more freedom to customize, and you're not punished, right? There's no chance that if we want to keep this a defense percentage rune, or let's say it was a speed rune, right? There's no chance we're going to re-roll it and get great subs, but get a flat, crappy stat for it. We're not going to ruin the rune, and we're not committing to anything fully. We're seeing what the new one would be, and we can pick and choose. This is such a better system. And what I think a lot of us are frustrated at that are familiar with Summoner's War and familiar with this kind of system is, why is a developer that's been developing Raid for 3 years now? How old is Raid? I don't even know how old Raid is. Years, multiple years, and other games. They've been developing other games. Why are they still making these kinds of mistakes? Because this is a mistake. This system is just not good. Only allowing you to do it once and re-rolling a main stat where you don't have the choice, right? They could have very easily created two kinds of ore. One ore re-rolls substats, one ore re-rolls a main stat. If they want to let us re-roll main stats, don't lock us into re-rolling the whole thing, and don't lock it out after one. That makes no sense. It's doing you no good. The only way that's doing you any good is if you get Hydra gear and you get a 6-star flat HP chest and you want to try once to re-roll it and see if you can get something with a percentage, right? Or an accuracy resistance thing that maybe we use. That's like the only case. Or weapon helmet armor, a weapon helmet shield where you can't re-roll the main stat, right? But even then, you only get to do it once and you're committed. So you better be real sure that you don't like the substats on your current piece, because once you do it, it's done. That's just bad. That's just bad. They have this tendency to tip the scales way too far in RNG's favor, right? They don't give you any control over it. And in some ways, that's fun. We enjoy the RNG. We enjoy the summon. We enjoy the gear farming. We enjoy some of the elements of RNG in battles, right? That's part of what makes the game fun, is the rush of what RNG is going to do. But when you tip everything so heavily in RNG's favor, you take any control out of it, anything that makes it interesting out of it. This is not good. I don't think anyone's going to care about this. This is an opportunity for them to sell more resources to the whales, because the whales are going to use it, because the whales get so much gear, they might as well do it. You know what I mean? That's what the whales do. And I'm not knocking the whales. That's how it works. That's what whales do. They buy everything the game puts out. They want to get on top of everything the game puts out and stay competitive with the other people that are spending that kind of money. You just can't keep doing that. This was an easy one. This was another easy one to not screw up. And it's aggravating that it's like they've done it bad on purpose, right? It's going to work out well for so few people. It's going to work out poorly for most of the player base every time they do it. Most of the time when you use this Chaos Ore, you're just going to get another crap piece. And if you need an example of that, look at the gear that drops when you farm dungeons, right? Just look at your gear every time you kill the boss. It's crap after crap after crap after crap. Here's a usable piece. Crap, crap, crap. It's not going to be any different with Chaos Ore. It's the same. It's going to be the same thing. You're just going to get crap faster. You're going to see it a little bit faster, right? So that's why we don't like it. That's why we think it's a crap system. Again, there's easy solutions to this. Give us a toggle that lets us lock the main stat or not lock the main stat when we reroll the subs. Give us two different kinds of ore, one for main stats, one for substats. These things are easy. These are easy ideas that surely someone came up with when they were brainstorming this. So I don't know why it's not getting implemented. I don't know why they're leaving out anything that would have made this good, because it's just not good. It's crap. So that's it. I just wanted to show you guys what a system looked like in action that's good. right? There's not much to complain about here with this system. Summoner's War is just good. It's just the bar, man. They've been doing it for a long time, and they've struck a pretty good balance with everything. And I'm sure, you know, there were complaints when I was playing, and I'm sure there's still complaints from people that are playing it. I think that's the nature of having a mobile RPG, is that that's the way it is. But Summoner's War is the best. It just is, man. It's not the most popular anymore, I don't think. It's probably not the highest grossing, but as far as like the quality of the game, uh, you just can't beat it, man. And it's things like this that make it why. They have an auto battle system that'll blow you away. Everything they do is really good, really good. So that's it. I just want to show you a system that works, explain to you why we're upset or why we don't think this is good, and what we are hoping Plarium will hear and make adjustments on. Historically, we don't have any reason to believe they would, but anyway, that's it. If you've played other games that have systems like this, I'd be interested to know if there's any differences between it and what Summoner's War does. Any differences between it and what Plarium is doing with Raid. I'd be interested to hear some other things that maybe you've had some experience with, and what your thoughts are on this Chaos Ore thing. I kind of want to see how the rest of the community is feeling. I know how the content creators are feeling, and I know how the community that's tightly wound with me feels. And I think pretty much unanimously we all think it's bad. But I would be interested to know what the rest of you guys think. So that's it. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about it. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.